Welcome back. Here's an update on our V6 tractor project. She's sitting here looking all pretty, at least the front half is. I got the radiator mounted. This is an aluminum radiator for a Ford tractor. I widened the front end out. If you can tell, let me walk back and you can see the front end's about a foot wider now than it was because I tried putting spark plugs in, and the tie rod, which is also new, snapped off the spark plugs on this side when I went to turn. So I went ahead and widened it out, and I thought, well, if I'm widening it out for that, I may as well make it wide enough that the manifolds fit. So we've got our exhaust manifolds on, painted black. I did cut the flange off because it was pointing this way towards the axle, and I just welded a pipe in with a 2-bolt flange. These are cast steel manifolds, so you can actually weld them with a MIG welder fairly easy. Currently I'm working on the alternator mount, which is just your generic small block Chevy short water pump mount. It's a little different because there's nowhere to bolt it on the manifold like I believe they would have originally, so I'm using this bolt hole here. Finally got a belt that's long enough. It's a little loose now, but I just threw it on there to see if it would fit. So we'll tighten the belt up. Also, I've got some other parts for it I'll show you here in just a second. Alright, since I broke off my spark plugs, I was going to reuse the ones that came with the motor, but I went ahead and ordered some new spark plugs. These were NGKs. Should be good enough, I'm sure. In this little box is a new shift boot because there isn't one on the tractor, and I don't really want to get a bunch of water down in the transmission. And then I've got some gauges here. I hope that the blue comes off. I think that's just a sticker, but got some new gauges, white face. I think it'll look pretty nice on there. So I think my next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dash panel, or whatever you want to call it, back on and start figuring out what I'm doing for my gauges, where my water temp and oil pressure and stuff are going to hook up at. Get an idea of what it looks like. Alright, we got the dash sitting up here. I stripped everything off of it except the ignition switch, which is here. I was going to put it in here, but this is a pretty big one, and it's got the crank on it. It's not just an on-off, so I'll probably leave it there. I've only got 2 holes, so my thought is I'm going to take this. I don't know what this is. I don't need it, I don't believe, so I'm going to grind the welds off that hold it together, and then I'm going to put another gauge right beneath this one. So I'll probably have oil pressure and water temperature on this side, and then I'll have my amps over here on this side. I'm not real sure what I'm going to do for a tack yet. I haven't really thought of that because there's not a lot of room in here. I thought about moving this over, welding this up, put a plate in there, and then move the gauges closer where you could fit all 3 on one side, but my choke lever's there, so I'm not sure about that, but we'll figure it out. The kit came with all the stuff, so my water temp is going to go right up here next to the thermostat. Oil pressure obviously goes there, and then the amp gauge, will hook that up later when the wiring is getting done. Alright, got the dashboard. It's been a day. I took it up to the shop where I have more tools, and I covered all the holes in it, and I drilled out my 3 gauge holes on this side. This side will end up having a tack on it, but I'm not sure what size tack I'm going to get, so I'll just leave it, and I'll do that once it's on the tractor because it should be easy enough to do. So while it's out here and it's warm, I ground off all the loose paint, and I'm going to put a coat of red paint on it, so then it can be installed on the tractor for the last time. Alright, got the dashboard mounted, all but this hole because I forgot to put the bolt in before I put it on, since the throttle shaft is in the way. Looks good up there. I scuffed the paint a little bit, but it'll touch it up whenever I paint this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the gauges put in the order I want them in, and then we'll start working on hooking them up to the motor. Alright, I got the gauges laid out. I got water temp on the top, amps on the bottom on the left, and then oil pressure on the right. So now we got to get these hooked up. Oil pressure will be real easy because it just goes down into that port right there. Water temperature will run up here to this port, which I gotta go find some Teflon tape to put on there because this is a Chinese kit. So instead of a nice brass bushing, you get a steel bushing that's gold. So gotta get something on there so that doesn't leak, and we'll get that put in. And the amp gauge I won't worry about till I get the alternator hooked up. So see what we can get done here. Okay, got our oil line run, zip tied down to the coolant sensor. It's running down there to the oil pressure feed. This is just setting up here. I think the next thing I'm going to do is put my new spark plugs in, and then we'll start running the wires and see how long those are. Alright, if you look here, I got one broken spark plug there, no spark plug there, and another broken spark plug there. That's what happened whenever I tried to turn with my new tie rods installed, and the rear end or the front end was still set to factory or the narrow setting. So I'm going to pull those out. I got my new plugs here, which are some NGKs. These are actually the right plugs for this motor. The plugs it had in it are these AC Delcos, which I'm sure worked fine, but they had a really short electrode, or whatever you want to call it. The threaded portion on the NGKs is much longer, and that's what this calls for, being a newer motor. So we'll get those broken ones out and throw the new ones in. Alright, got the plug wires on. Nothing too exciting there. I had the numbers marked on the cap, so I knew where they went, at least if Google knows what it's talking about. We'll put these on here for now. I'm going to try to loom them up a little bit better so they're not floating around, but I'm a little worried about this one here because it's awful close to this tie rod. So we'll try to keep it tied up like this, and if it's a problem, we might just swap this one out for a 90-degree boot. The rest of them look like they should be fine, but I'm going to use a little technique I learned on Roadkill a long time ago with the zip ties to make some wire looms, so these look a little bit cleaner on here. Alright, so these are pretty simple. It works better if you have some of the small zip ties, but I've only got the 8-inch long ones. So what you do is you figure out where you want your piece to be. I want it to be about there so I can kind of keep these pulled up out of the way. You take one zip tie and put it around all three. Like that, so they're kind of all in line with each other and looks kind of nice. Then you take another zip tie and you put it between each wire like this. So you've got your nice wires there. Then you just keep tightening these down. Always put the tail on the back, that way they look a little nicer. And then when you get done, you just clip those off so you can cut your fingers on them later and complain about it. And then we'll probably do one more up here with the way to tie them up so that they're not on the tie rod. unfortunately did not get the tractor started in this video. I was really hoping to, but I run out of time. It's too late in the day, and I still got all these little holes I need to fill. There's like a port there, and I need to get a couple vacuum caps to cap everything off. I went ahead and I painted the middle third of the tractor, so we're roughly 2/3 painted. Just need the rear end and the rear wheels, but I'll wait till I have the rear tires off, because I'm going to take the fluid out of them, because I feel like that's not a good idea to have that much weight back there if I'm going to be trying to go faster than tractors are supposed to go. And it'll make it easier because I'll have to do the brakes and stuff anyways. Get all this painted. I think I'll swap this link out, because you can kind of see it's kind of bent. The one on the other Ford is in much better shape, so I'll probably swap that out, or I'll heat that one with a torch and try to straighten it back out. But she's starting to look pretty good. I got to figure out some radiator hoses still also. The top one's pretty easy. It's basically a straight shot, and they're both the same size, so that's good. Bottom one, not ideal, because it comes out over here as 1.5 inches and needs to go over here to 1.75 inches. So we'll probably get some silicone 90s and fancy things down there. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.